Welcome, this is Jane Gardner, and welcome to Solopreneur Success Strategies. And today it's World Domination Wednesday, where it's all about your customer. Who is your customer, how to get your customer, and how to keep them. And we've been going over that for a few months. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Jane Gardner, and I work with my husband in the structural engineering firm for the last 20 years in Western Canada. And about 3 years ago, I went onto the internet in order to help others with their business. And this is called World Domination Wednesday because it's all about your customer and how to get your world of customers to come and be your raving fans for your product or your service. And so it's all about who is your customer, defining your customer first, and then how to get your customer and relate to your customer. And we'll be talking today about your customer experience, because we already talked about how to get your customer experience after the purchase, and how to keep your customer. So let's get started. And first of all, we'll go through some of the things that we've done before. And who are your customers? Well, of course, everyone is not your customer. So you have to figure out who your customers are, and those are the ones who want your solution to their problems, or your customers, or they want your solution to fulfill their desire. There are over 3.5 billion internet users online today, because this is done about 3 or 4 months ago. So there should be about 3.5 billion, and of those billions of people, you should be able to keep in touch with enough to be able to relate to those who will be your customers. So previously on World Domination Wednesday, we looked at who is your customer and who are your ideal customers. You know what they want that you can give them. You know where to find your ideal customers, and you know when and how they like to buy. Because we did that previously on World Domination Wednesday. So if you want to have a look, you go back to some of the previous episodes on my YouTube channel for Solopreneur Success Strategies at jgtips.com/YouTube, and look for the World Domination Wednesday ones. And then we had a look at what is the ideal customer experience and some of the previous features of an ideal customer experience. And then we also then had a look at the personality development factors model, which can help you sell to people, and because we know what kind of buying style they have. Because each person has these 4 personal style factors that we went over in the previous episodes. And if you can interact with them on the same level as their personality, you will find you'll have a better relationship with them and be able to communicate better with them, and probably be able to sell better to them. Because knowing their buying style, you can sell to them with the selling style that they like. Because there's 4 different buying styles, of which each of us has one more dominant on our personality than someone else. So detecting a person's buying style, you can be more successful as a salesperson with training. And that training is included as you and your sales style at jgtips.com/pstyle, PSTLYELE, where we looked at customer-focused selling and how to establish a readiness and willingness level within a customer to buy, and how to understand credibility and how that helps you in the selling process, and identifying your preferred selling style of you. Knowing that, then you can determine, obviously, first what your customer buying style is, whether you're in a strategy session or on a call or on face-to-face. And then knowing your customer buying style, you can shift your selling style so that you have a better relationship and communication with your customer. And of course, make more sales than you would if you didn't know that. And so that's a program at jgtips.com/pstyle. And then we looked at what does good customer service really mean in one episode. And we looked at the mindset of a customer service rock star in another episode. And we looked at streamlining your customer service with a frequently asked question part of your business model and website, so that you can have good customer service. And right now we're looking at the importance of customer onboarding in your sales cycle, which is basically the relationship you have with your customer after the sale. Because you can have, without good customer onboarding and relationships after the sale, you can have unsatisfied clients, you can have poor reviews, you can have a lack of referrals because they don't refer you on to others. You can have low sales and confused and frustrated staff and lack of metrics and lack of feedback as to what the issues are that are causing these problems if you don't have a set up and customer experience of onboarding after the sale. So when we had a look last week at what is onboarding. So basically, once you have the sale, you can teach the customer how to use the product to its fullest by having tutorials, etc., for your customer to train easily on how to use it. You can build a strong relationship by having them on email and talking to them by email and adding value to their purchase. You can gather some information about your customer by doing surveys and getting feedback from your customer to see how you can improve your products. You can drive home the value of the product by using email and subscriptions. And you can set clear expectations on what your product or service will give the results for it by also this communication with your customers ongoing. So we've developed a overview of the onboarding process, and you can use this to create a process within your business model that will identify and then increase the potential for your customer to stay with you and buy from you again and again and be your raving fan. So first off, you have a look at the big picture and details of the experience. Have a look at your customer relationships, your service, your metrics. Look at what might be happening with repeat sales. And then after the first 30 days, you have a plan where you create content for your customers so that they have some more value to their business of being with you and maybe staying on your email list, for example, and having the personal touch. And then beyond the first weeks, using feedback and customer service and giving your customer VIP status, etc., to give them, to help build loyalty so they become your raving fan. So that's an overview of the onboarding process, and this you can put into your customer development for your customer onboarding into your business model. So first off, we're going to have a look at the customer post-purchase experience. And so what you're going to develop first is create a big picture list of what will they do with the product or service and what will be the long and short-term results from using that product and service. So of course, for example, if you had a software that is sold on the internet for your customer, why are they buying it, and what will they do with that software, and what is the results they will get from using that product, like a software, and do you have enough information about that software in order for them to be able to implement and use that software quickly. So you can, for example, provide help for the customer by creating an instructions manual. You can have video tutorials, or you can have follow-up emails where you educate them on how that software works. For this example, it is a car seat that is brought as a product, and of course, in order to install the car seat, it takes a while to figure that out. So it's great to have an instruction manual on how to install it safely, maybe even tutorials, and maybe that you have an email that you can put onto your instructions manual if they have any questions to follow up on any questions they might have or issues they might have in installing a car seat. So why would you do all this? Well, of course, it gives the customer confidence knowing that their child is safe in the car seat, and they have a sense of security and peace of mind knowing that you have are an expert on installing the car seat because you've shown them how, and you've shown them how to do it easily. You've shown videos on how to do it, and they follow along and they're able to install it easier than if they tried to do it on their own. Then, of course, they'll be confident and loyal to buying that car seat if they need it for their second child, because they know how easy it is to install and how much support you have to help them install a car seat. So, of course, to do that, if you're a business who's selling car seats, you'll need to have to create printed instructions on how to install it, create video demos, and have a customer service phone number. And I would think for any business or service, it would probably be good to have printed instructions, video demos, and a customer service phone number, not just for a car seat. So that will make the customer confident that you will be able to respond to any questions that they have. As well, it makes it much easier to learn how to use something if you have video demos and printed instructions. So that's a very simple process, obviously, a very simple idea, but you'd be amazed at the number of companies that do not have printed instructions, video demos, and a customer service phone number. I believe there's a certain requirement for a customer service phone number, but a lot of business now have very difficult instructions, and even having picture instructions sometimes can be difficult for people who aren't picture learners but like to have printed text instructions. So that will give you an idea of the first thing that you can consider whenever you're designing your product or service to make your customers happy is to have printed instructions, video demos, and a customer service phone number. Make sure they always are able to get a hold of you and ask you questions. So we'll be looking at some of the other ways to increase customer loyalty in our next episode. For those of you who haven't yet, please subscribe, comment, and like my videos on my Solopreneur Success Strategies YouTube channel at jgtips.com/YouTube. Thank you for listening.